please note that what we're doing here, I'm not specifically saying that this is how it works, or this is how it is. What I'm doing here is giving you in these analogies of how the end game is. I don't know how it began or the result of it, but this is through my experiences and what I think happens. But all roads lead down to the same thing, no matter how many ways you want to call the story, how many ways you want to tell the story, it always happens that way. So now let's get on to it. So we have right here the hybrid, male, the seduction guy who teaches guys. Now, what happens is, now remember, I showed you before, and if I can find it, which I probably can't find it, I showed you before how it works, how the scheme works, the Amway scheme. And if I could find the right paper, I can show you what, like I said before, like I put up here, you have to have right here the hybrid. The hybrid right here is teaching the tricks, the gimmicks, the magic trick to create the pussy. Remember, the pussy is 90%, we have 90% pussies, 10% men. But what happens is, all right, now what we're going to talk about is the back end, how the woman gets paid from what she has created. Now, what happens here when you're dealing with guys in the seduction community, you're dealing with all these guys that are not teaching you your natural thing and the natural order of things, the way things should be in with you. What happens is they begin to teach you what we will mark as red dots. We'll call them red dots. Now, it is these red dots that you see right here. It could be just about anything. It could be a magic trick. It could be a pickup line. It could be storytelling, NLP, a trick or gimmick. It doesn't matter, because what they do is they will teach, let's just say, red dots, okay? So they will teach, they have thousands of guys. Let's make a circle. All these little dots inside the circle. All these little dots inside the circle right here that you see right here. I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully, I'm trying to position it. Shit, there you go. All the little dots you see right here is what we will call the boot camps. All right? Those are the boot camps. We'll call that the boot camps. So what happens is what they do is then they tend to upload this information to these betas and charlies and pussies. So basically what they're doing is they're uploading, let's just say, the red dot, because I don't want to get too much into this shit. But what they're doing is they're giving them the same shit. They are feeding all these guys in this circle you see right there. The circle you see right there, they're feeding all those guys the exact same shit. The exact same pickup line. The exact same magic trick. The exact same bullshit gimmick, which then creates more pussies. It is a creation of more betas. They are created. Alright? And they are created with the mindset, and we'll call it the red dot. That is the mindset. So again, if you're looking at it right now, I'll just do it from here where you see it better. What you see right here, you have right here you have the guru, or whatever you want to have it. What he's doing is he's teaching the red dots to the boot camp. And what he's doing is he's creating a kind of male. These guys right here in this circle, these guys right here, that's what he's creating. So what happens is, it is that red dot that is going to distinguish a real man from the betas and pussies, which then help the women understand who is real and who they need to fuck with. So, let me see here. Do I have my... here we go. I'm sorry. I'm just getting all this stuff every which way. Okay, now we have the guys that are learning this stuff. Now remember, you have the regular guy. He's a beta. Let's see, you have the woman. This is the woman, not making titties and ass, that's the woman. Okay, if you can see that, you have two types of guys right here, okay? Alright? The only way a woman can tell who she's dealing with is by the behaviors of the men that she meets. The only way she can do that. Now, even before I even mention this, I want to take a second. Before I even get to this, I want to take a second and break something down to you. Let me see, put this down right here. Just breaking this down to you real quick so you get an understanding. In this drawing, I know it looks like shit, but bear with me. Alright, so basically when these guys learn this type of behavior, again, this is these Paradise at Work. These are the guys that have learned from the seduction community. So what happens is these guys go out, all these guys, and they try this. And what they do is they go up to these women all the time, telling the women the same shit over and over and over again. What we have here is the same woman. Let's say the same. Now here you go. Let's call it like this. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Alright. What happens is that you have these guys that learn this basic bullshit. Now you see they learn, we'll call it the red dot, whatever the red dot is, if it's the gimmick or the trick. But the problem is, and here's the problem for these guys, is because that you have the same woman. On this side is the same woman, okay? And this is day 1, day 2, and day 3. But what happens is, and let me even get to a different thing. This is guy 1, guy 2, and guy 3. Okay, so we have 3 different types of guys. We have the same woman, 3 different days, okay? What happens is, guy 1 walks up to this woman here and uses the bullshit that he had learned, okay? He uses the bullshit on this woman. Now, again, we'll talk about how she detects it. But he uses the trick, the gimmick, and the bullshit on this woman, okay? That's just day 1. Day 2, the woman might, this might happen while she's going to the grocery store. Day 2, she might be going to the mall, and she runs into guy number 2 who does the exact same thing that he learned in the boot camp. So day 2, she's like, oh my God, I just met someone like that yesterday. Oh my God, he's using the trick, a gimmick, and bullshit. Day 3, maybe she's going, I don't know, over her girlfriend's house, maybe a bite to eat. And she runs into a different guy, the same red dot, spewing the same bullshit. So this woman has heard all this shit, and this is why I tell a lot of guys, when it comes to meeting women, you gotta understand, women get hit on every damn day. And every day this woman hears the same bullshit. That's just from guy 1. We're talking about hundreds of guys every day doing the same bullshit that they were being taught in these layers and all these seduction places. Remember, you have the guy right here that's teaching these guys the 3 dots, the gimmicks, the tricks, and the boot camp, which you have created these 3 types of men. And it is these 3 types of men who have gone on to use this shit on the same woman, and she recognizes it. But then, you know what? But that's how these women get paid on the back end, and that's how, and I'm about to show you how the seduction community helps women get paid. Now, what is the one thing that really determines the difference between an alpha and a beta type male to a woman? See, to most women, when they see a guy, what they do is they see a guy. They really don't know what kind of person he is until his emotions turn on his behaviors. And it is his behaviors that make her see what she needs to know by how he acts. Now remember, do I have the green? I've got all these markers. I've got the black marker. Oh, here's the green marker. The woman knows two things.